and welcome back to Studio Tamera, the Mystical Paintress. Today we will be looking at different props used for artists to learn painting. Things like skulls and props. So first thing I would like to do today, I'm going to get out my Mystical Paintress book that I made here, and let's see here. Wow, there's so many different things that we could say, but I'm going to send a shout out today to all the soldiers. First of all, anyone serving in any of the military, National Guard, armed forces. I also think our nurses right now are our soldiers, and our police officers, our first responders, everyone working out during this COVID outbreak. I mean, regardless of your political opinion on it, it's these people are fighting a battle out there, so thank you. Okay, so I have a lot of things that I use. I go to taxidermists and I get fur, I get claws. My dad's a hunter, so I get skulls and things like that from him. I use mounts. I'm going to start off with the most basic. Everyone has probably seen this guy, right? He comes in different shapes and sizes, and I've seen people hang rings on them, and they have male and female. Here's a female, she's bigger. Technically, this would not be a little kid size because the head height size on a human and a child is different. The head would be a lot bigger if this was a child. It's just a miniature version of an adult scale. So, you can move these in different directions under different lighting. These you can get everywhere. Michael's Crafts has them very inexpensively. You can get them everywhere. So, I don't want him to fall down. So these are the people. I have several of these. And then Miller's Art in Farmington, Michigan. Woo, a little dusty. Haven't used this in a while. I have a horse, which is the same kind of thing. The neck bends and you can have him rearing up. This is a very cool model. Again, to learn, if you want to learn, just drawing different positions, different shadows, different angles. If you're doing a painting and you have a landscape that you want to use and you want to add a horse, you can't just put a picture of a horse and a picture of a landscape. They have to have the same lighting. They have to have all of these kind of things, otherwise it won't look right. So, and then at one of the VFAA, Village Fine Art Shack garage sales, Shack is the Susan Haskew Art Center in Milford. Susie was a great friend of mine. I've been in the Village Fine Art group since 1994. I don't go to meetings, though. I'm bad with meetings and rules. Anyway, they have a garage sale every year to raise money, and they have this little, I thought it was a sheep at first, but I think it's a dog. Anyway, that's cool. They also have various models of hands, and of course I paint fingernails and make things much more artsy. But, people that struggle, and I get a lot of messages from people wanting to know if I can help them learn hands. And you could get a model and just, sketch the model of the hand. So the next thing that I have right here that I really, really love, and this was a little bit of an investment, but this is Planes of the Head from 1976. And I don't know how well you can see this, but it's really cool, and I did paintings of just the planes of the head to learn how to do faces. I wonder if I have it. Hang on, I might have it right here. I do. So just to learn, I did paintings of the planes of the head. Practice, just put it in different positions. I did that a long time ago, but it helps you learn that a face has all these dimensions and values, and so I have my planes of the head. Sometimes you want to know more than the planes of the head. You want to know what's under the head. So I recommend getting a good anatomical reproduction of a human skull from a medical company. The Halloween ones, they're not so good. They aren't as realistic, and I'm going to turn on the light so we can see a little bit better. They just aren't as realistic, so I wouldn't recommend them. But this one is a good model from a medical supply company, and you know, you can use these to learn a lot of things, do some drawings or whatever. Hello, how you doing? What's shaking, baby? Just kidding. Anyway, so there's that. So those are some of the models you can use for dogs, horses, people. I wonder if they have a cat. I would love a cat. Anyway, I'm wearing my Stevie Nicks hat with the skull on it. It's kind of a Halloween hat, but I'm wearing this today in honor of sharing all these different skulls and things with you. So, all right, now I'm going to get out of this chair here and show you some really cool skulls. Okay, so first of all, my friend who's a taxidermist, I got this from. This is a black bear skull. It is real. And I have done paintings. Where's my painting with my black bear? Hey, hang on, it's right here. Okay. So I have done paintings with this skull just for practice. And the reason that I got this skull in the first place was I went through a phase where I did a lot of paintings of bears. I also have black bear fur in the spring, in the winter, and the summer from a taxidermist that's tanned to see the difference in the fur. Because if you put, you know, thick, luscious, beautiful fur on a bear in the spring when they first are coming out of hibernation, it doesn't look real in a painting. So there's a lot of research and thought that goes if you want your paintings to look real. You know, if you're doing modern or impressionistic or just painting for fun, it's probably not as important. But anyway, so this is a black bear. And this is a coyote skull from my dad. But this shows, again, what is underneath. I haven't painted this yet. You could even just gesture draw these. What is underneath. And I've actually written what each animal is so that I know, because I have so many. Deer. This is a deer. And I have some really cool buck skulls with awesome horns downstairs. And at Christmas time, Yule time, winter solstice time, whatever you celebrate, you know, I'll put holly in the antlers, and it makes it really cool and festive and pagan and old world, and kind of looks like something you'd see back hundreds of years ago. It's lovely. Okay, this is a raccoon skull that's been professionally cleaned. Little raccoon. Here he is. And this is kind of fun. My dad got me this at a taxidermist. This is a beaver skull that's been cleaned and sealed. It's really beautiful. And this is a muskrat skull to show you the difference. Whoa. Can you guys see the difference? This little muskrat was in my canal, and I found him. He didn't make it, so he was pretty much almost bone at the time I found him. And yeah, so if you're an artist and you're wondering how do you get all these skulls, of course you can go to Etsy or eBay or a local taxidermist or talk to a hunter. But you can also forage your own. If there's an animal, please don't kill animals for their skulls. That's not cool. But if there's already an animal that's dead, one of my artist friends, Mike Todorov, told me that you can get a box made out of wood and you put screen on all four sides, and you put the animal in that box far away from your house because it will stink, and the bugs will decompose it down to bone. And then you can boil it, and there's, you know, processes you can go through with that. Anyways, here's a little rabbit. So when I paint these things, I study these skulls. I draw them, I sketch them, I study them, I sit with them, I look at them. So when you're drawing something, you know what's underneath the fur and the skin. That's really, really important. Here's a bobcat. Notice the eye sockets are much bigger. Notice the difference in the cat type and dog type skull. Look at how short the nose is compared to coyote. So you could look at this and say a house cat versus a dog too. Very different. These are cool to have, very cool to have. Might be creepy for some of you, but I love them. This is a wild turkey skull from my dad. And this is a raven skull from my dad. This was found out in the woods, and it's old and it's very cool. And I have some more, but I don't want to bore you with all of them. My point of today is just to share with you some of the ideas that you can use to get better at things. Of course, there's videos, there's books, there's photographs, but when you hold something in your hand and you can look at it and you can study it and you can draw it or you can paint it from every direction, from sideways, from upside down, learn that animal's bone structure from the inside out and know them really well. Usually that will subconsciously fuse with your artistic whatever, and when you're painting and drawing them, that's in there already. So it's really cool. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. If you like my videos, please hit like and subscribe. It's free. And thank you so much to all my Patreon sponsors. You make this possible. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.